Republicans, they just love the Constitution. You know, they carry the pocket constitutions around. They tuck pocket constitutions inside their copies of the Bible because Jesus, as I'm sure you're all remembering from Sunday school, was a real all-American boy from Galilee, Pennsylvania. I mean, hell, these people name yachts after the First Amendment. They have a guy on Fox News every other night yelling about cancel culture and how mean college kids are silencing their feelings. To them, the First Amendment is the most important thing in the world. Until, hold on, gotta think about this. Until precisely the moment that someone uses that First Amendment to warn their neighbor that ICE's goons are rolling down the street to snatch their grandma at the grocery store. At which point, suddenly, the First Amendment is, and I quote, well, myself, "Oh, you mean that First Amendment? Oh, yeah, no, that one's a problem, actually, because we don't want those people sharing our country." Welcome to Donald Trump's Deportation America. Phoenix, specifically. And over there in Arizona, Senate Bill 1635, sponsored by Republican State Senator John Kavanaugh of Fountain Hills. The bill was creatively titled the Unlawful Alerting Bill. And this bill would have made it a Class 1 misdemeanor, which carries a 6-month jail sentence and a $2,500 fine for any person to communicate to another person about an impending arrest. And what do they mean by communicating? Verbal warnings, gestures, electronic communications, text messages, phone calls, social media, and then yes, bells, sounds, or whistles. The Arizona GOP wanted to put you in jail for 6 months for blowing a damn whistle. And why a whistle? Because we remember in Minnesota earlier this year when you had all of those wonderful rights activists using whistles to alert their neighbors when the ICE vans were rolling through their neighborhoods terrorizing everyone. And you remember, of course, Alex Priddy and Renee Good, they were shot dead by ICE agents during those protests. And these people were trying to protect their neighbors, trying to warn their neighbors. And those are real people, real names, real losses. And the Republicans of Arizona watched all of that unfold. And their takeaway was that the damn whistles were the problem. Not the unmarked vans of untrained slobs terrorizing neighborhoods, grabbing people from gas stations. Not the people illegally being shot. It was the whistles. They needed a law about whistles. And on Tuesday, that bill came up for a House vote. And a wild thing happened at that vote. The Arizona House voted 29 to 22. To pass, the bill needed 30. Unfortunately for the Republicans, 2 of their type recently resigned, and several more were absent, and the bill failed by a single Republican vote because most of them couldn't be bothered because they were probably stuck in traffic or watching golf or at home with a pulled muscle from yelling at a Bud Light commercial because it's too woke. And just like that, that bill collapsed. That is until they bring it back, which they totally are going to do. Because Republican Cody Ream of Scottsdale, he flipped his vote at that last second specifically so that he could call for reconsideration later. They're going to come back for the whistles. They're just out for a budget recess until June. And the Republicans on this bill, the Republicans talking about this bill, admitted in testimony in committees that warning your neighbors that ICE is in the neighborhood is protected free speech. Senator Kavanaugh said it himself on the record. Free speech protects that behavior. He knows it. He admitted it, and he wrote the bill anyway. Because the goal of the bill isn't to win on its merits. The goal is to chill free speech. The goal is to make a single mom in Phoenix think twice before she texts her cousin that there are unmarked goons on the corner. The goal is fear. The goal is silence. The goal is to make sure that no one stands behind a brown person in line at the grocery store, because that's not what they want. Their America is too white to stand in line behind a brown person. They don't want actual Americans to use their First Amendment voice and say, hey guys, ICE is here, get out. And again, these are the same Republicans carrying their pocket constitution to Tea Party rallies 15 years ago. The same people screaming about cancel culture and free speech absolutism through every minute of the entire 2020s. Those same exact Republicans now want to put you in a cage for 6 months for tooting a whistle in your driveway. And the only reason they failed to pass it on Tuesday is because 2 of them couldn't be bothered to show up to work. You know, MAGA, they are rewriting the Bill of Rights, and deportation is their First Amendment. Everything else, your rights, your speech, your protests, your ability to warn your community against a violent federal agency rolling through it, all of that can be shoved in a jail cell in a 6-month sentence. The Republicans keep showing you their true colors. And the colors are red, white, and don't make them stand behind a brown person at Walmart. There is a bright spot here, even if Arizona Republicans pass this damn thing on their next try. Governor Katie Hobbs is a Democrat, and she's already vetoed every Republican-only bill that they've tried to send her this session. She's gonna veto this one too. That is, until the next election, after which, who knows? And that is why we have to win every seat in November. There is no plan B. And that's where we need your help. I need your help dropping a comment. I need your help hitting the notification icon. All of that tells the algorithm to give this story to more people like you.
They called it closed, filed away, forgotten. But some truths don't stay buried. Time doesn't erase guilt. A reckoning is always just around the corner. A death in Arcadia. Justice has a long memory.